Hey, leaving off where I was at before my next 15 minutes expired, I was talking about the consumer price index. Not sure how much I actually was able to talk about, so I'll just go over it real quickly here. This is a website. You can see the address up top here. U.S. inflation calculator. It is basically it's full of a number of things. It's a like they call it a market basket of all the things that are of prices that can be measured. So they try to figure out what the health of the economy is based on this consumer price index, how the things that people buy. And it goes all the way back to 1913, but the base year starts in the 1980s, 1982 to 1984. And the base year that they use in 1982 to 1984 is 100. That's the starting point. So again, like what I was talking about before, the CPI is taken every month and then it's averaged out every year. In this case here, January, February, the CPI in February was 237.11111111. Okay, moving on back to my PowerPoint. The current slide. So the CPI is computed annually. So you got some guy in a white coat behind a desk, and by looking at the CPI, you can figure out what your real wage is and what your real wage is based on the difference of the CPI in relationship to your actual money wage. So we'll look at a chart here. This is way back. This is last year. We'll get to this in a second. So if your money wage, if you take your money wage and whatever, make it, it's got to be the same. It's got to either be dollars an hour or it's got to be salary. So if you take your money wage, $7 an hour, which we have here, if you look at $7 an hour and the CPI is 120, your real wage equals $7 divided by 120, and that gives you a real wage rate of 5.8%. Just to basically take decimal spot, move it over 2 spots. If you take the next year and you have a money wage of $9 an hour and your CPI is 170 for the next year, even though you're making more money, take the dollars per hour, divided it by the CPI, you can see that the real wage is actually 5.3, which is less. So this says you might be making more, but because the market in general, the market in general says, oh, you guys prices are up. So therefore, just because you're able to get paid more doesn't mean you're able to buy more. And that's what it says right down here in this block. And that's basically the same thing that's talking about the slide. Okay, so what I have for you, and these are going to be a little bit different, and I'll try to just go down the row and assign these. This is what you're going to do for the rest of the class period. Basically, we're looking at a number of different types of jobs. So the jobs are located right here. And I got a number of different jobs that are pediatrician, public school teacher, and you can read them as well as I can. I think one thing that's unique in looking at labor and labor rates is how they are in different parts of the country. So what I will be asking you to do is I'll assign you a job, and you'll have 3 different states in which you need to go online and look for the salary of those jobs. So if you're an accountant, just pick one type of an accountant. If you're a secretary, pick one type of a secretary. If you're a lawyer, pick one type of a lawyer. If you're a, whatever, pick one type of it. There could be different types of veterinarians or lawyers. Just pick a type, and then you're going to be going into each of these states. So I'm going to start, if I can picture everybody in the class here. Graham, you got this line. Suntag, you got California and a public school teacher. Oh, maybe I should get my class roster out, because behind Suntag, I can't remember who it is because I can't picture it. I'm going to get my class roster out. I'm back. Well, let's do it this way instead. Graham and everybody else, you're demoted. So, Amelia, you're a pediatrician right here. Paige Barnhart, you're a public school teacher. China Rose, that's what I was missing. China Rose, you are right here, secretary. You got to find secretary wage rate in each of those states. Kendall Denson, your accountant, right across here. Anna Dobson, police officer, right across here. Paul Grunwald, you are a mail carrier, right across here. Mark Haft, auto mechanic, good choice, right here. Robbie Jarnigo, you are a librarian, right here. Let's go, Caitlin Jerzik, you are a bartender, right here. Looking at Melissa Melker, you're a lawyer, right here. Maddie Milkey, you are a pediatrician. Dalton Milner, you are a public school teacher. Tucker, you're a secretary. Don't wear any dresses. Where else have I left off here? Paskey, you're an accountant. Phelps, you're a police officer. Megan Pengel, you are a mail carrier. Sammy Schwach, you are an auto mechanic. Graham Suniga, you are a librarian. These are your states. Audra, you are a lawyer. These are your states. Ariel, you are a pediatrician. These are your states. Public school teacher, that is going to be Autumn. Tracy, you are right here. These are your states. And Alyssa Wegner, you're an accountant. These are your states. And Kyle Wiesinger, you are a police officer. And these are your states. What I want you to do with that is email me your job and then list the state, list the wage for all three of those states. That's what I would have you do for the rest of the class period. If I am correct and looking at how much time I have taken out of your life here, I had 15 minutes on the first film, I had 15 minutes on the second film, and about 8 minutes here. So I'm going to look at the next slide and see what we have to deal with. If you could make it look like this, maybe put it into a spreadsheet and then copy that and either share it to me or send it to me in an email. And because I want to have, well, here's you're an optometrist, your 3 states, how much they made, and give me the sources. Let the source, and then put the URL, the HTTP or / address right here. And all you got to do is go to a bunch. I mean, one of them that I looked at was salary.com. And then you got other places that have that stuff listed. Other than that brings me to an end of what I wanted to talk about with equilibrium, wage rate, how much you're going to get paid. Enjoy this little process. You got probably about 6 minutes left to get the rest of this done if you haven't been working on it already. Outside of that, God bless. Have a great weekend, and we will see you all on Monday. Bye.